Hey guys, Faith here.
Blessing here.
And I'm going to ask you guys a question. Have you ever wondered why powerful couple personal brands like Barack and Michelle Obama or Serena Williams and Alexis Ohanian, the CEO of Reddit, have you ever wondered why these couple brands or David and
Victoria
Beckham, have you ever wondered why these couple personal brands have been so powerful and have generated them billions? Like, for example, if you look at how much money Beyonce and Jay-Z had before they knew each other and where they are now, they are in a completely different stratosphere based off that. That's what we're going to look into today. We're going to look into why couple personal brands are, one, so powerful and so monstrous, and number two, we're going to look at how we
are going to build our own couple personal brand, and you guys are privileged because you're going to watch us along the journey. Like, you are so early into this massive, powerful personal brand that the Lord will help us build. But it all starts from somewhere, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly that. And it all started from, what do you mean by that?
Like, it all starts from somewhere. We are starting our couple personal brand, and you guys will witness what will happen, but we're going to be open and transparent with what we are doing, how we're going to do it, and how we're going to build an empire. Not just an empire that will be a subsect of the kingdom, but an empire that will advance the kingdom of God.
Yeah. And we can even delve a little bit deeper into why we're even choosing to do that, before we go into, we'll do that later.
Why are we actually doing this?
Yeah,
people are probably wondering, why are we doing this?
Yeah, I mean, we never had any intentions of doing this at all. We had zero intentions of doing this, but after a lot of prayer, deliberation, we realized, you know what? It's the will of God.
What makes me interested in couple personal brands is because it's different. It's when you have an individual, it's like an individual can be great on their own, but when you come together, there's just something so powerful about unity and becoming one. It's like when Adam and Eve, when Adam and Eve became one, it's like they cleaved together. I just imagine like two balls of power like coming together, like them like animations where you see like these
like the yin and yang.
Yeah, yin and yang coming together, and it fits in so perfectly, and it just makes so much more sense. And it says in the word that one shall take down 1,000, two shall take down 10,000
to fly.
So
that's in Deuteronomy.
Yeah, the impact is going to be greater. It's just even a principle in the Bible, and it's just a principle that governs this world as well. Like when you come together,
we see that in the world too.
Yeah.
And these are some of the reasons why a couple personal brand is so powerful, because number one, you get an amplified audience. So when you have a man and a woman, David and Victoria Beckham, coming together, you've got David Beckham, football fans, men, grown men who are eager, interested in fashion and all these different things.
Victoria Beckham, fashion lady, model. She used to be a singer in Spice Girls. All these different things have cleaved together. And now look at them. They've built some sort of empire, some would say.
They bounce off each other.
Yeah.
And that's why it amplifies the audience.
Yeah.
Because now, instead of you just being interested in Victoria Beckham and me in being interested in David Beckham, we have something that we can talk about together. Barack and Michelle Obama, it's the same thing. And you can see, and the reason why these brands work so well is because you got Barack Obama, who became the president, and then you see Michelle Obama, who released a book. Her book ended up being the New York best time seller. Why? That's because of Barack Obama. And you can see how we can work together. It's not, Michelle Obama is a boss woman who did this all by her own. It's not Barack who did it by their own. They worked together. Yeah. That's why couple personal brands can be so powerful.
Yeah. Power and unity.
Yeah, there's power in unity. And it's something that, as a culture, cultural.
Oh, sorry, I don't understand your accent.
Oh, you will get used to it.
Culture. You said culture. Like coach.
I think my dry was it. My voice was a bit. But it's also got some cultural impact to it as well.
Yes.
In a sense, what I'm trying to say is that everybody longs to be in you can't be watching this video and you don't desire to be in a relationship. Everybody.
They might be.
Pardon?
They might not.
All right, then cool. Then everybody yearns for unity. Everybody yearns for community. Everybody yearns for being together with somebody. You're not. Let me say this. If you're a human being and you actually have a desire to be by yourself for the rest of your life, something's wrong with you. Something's actually wrong with you. I'm not trying to be rude. No.
Why?
No, it's not. Say.
Paul.
No, that's not true. No. I'm not talking about as a couple. I mean in any aspect. Any aspect, whether it's with your brother, with your sister, or anything like that. If you if you wake up and say, I don't like my mom, Like, we're talking about relationship between not just husband and wife, but even men and women, just men and women relationship. Yeah, platonically. If you just wake up and you're like, I don't want a relationship with my sister for no good reason, there's something wrong with you. True. I don't want a relationship with my mom for no good reason.
I know what you mean.
There's something wrong with you. Full stop, point blank period. Even though Jesus wasn't with anybody, he had a lot of females around him. So he had a lot of women around him. And yeah, it's the same thing there too.
Yeah.
Making sense?
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Again, people are obsessed with the love story. Look at Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. I can't lie. Before Prince Harry got with Meghan Markle, I don't know who
Meghan Markle was, I'll be honest.
And I didn't really...
her in Suits.
She was in Suits, yeah. And even with Prince Harry, you didn't really hear much. Prince William, yeah. No, you didn't hear much about Prince Harry. Compared to Prince William, you didn't hear much about him.
He was the funny guy. He was the funny guy.
But I didn't hear much. Not compared to now.
Obviously now, like, especially during a period, I think lockdown or COVID times.
Not even a comparison.
When he left the UK.
When he got with Meghan Markle, it was just not the same. His personal brand, his brand was just not as big.
Even just look at Meghan Markle. She was nowhere near as big as she is now. She was only an actor. No, she was just known as an actor.
Yeah.
Like, no one let's be honest, like, only people that watched Suits really knew who she was. Let's be real. Like, well, you watch Suits? Have you watched Suits? Yeah, you watched Suits. I didn't know. I haven't watched Suits. I didn't know who she was. Yeah. When I saw this pretty lady, I was like, oh, okay, Harry, you did your thing. Yeah. And I started catching up and seeing what else they do, and seeing how, like, I was interested to know what they're about. Yeah. Like, their opinions. Yeah. Because their opinions differed so much in comparison to the traditional royal family. And they were going against the odds. I was like, girl, I need to keep up. Even though I don't normally care about the royal family, I was like, no, I need to keep up with this. So their union together made me realize that, you know what, this is where the unity comes in, the power in unity comes in. And
that's what people are gravitated to. At the end of the day, all human beings are gravitated to power and influence. And that's what they had.
And let's be real, people are nosy. People just want to know what's going on in relationships. Yeah. Like, they're just so nosy.
That's why Love Island is so big.
Yeah, Love Island so big. People want to see the nitty gritty, how people talk to each other. Like, even some people, I know for a fact, some people have seen us online separately because we're not very open. Like, we're quite private with our relationship. I know for facts, and this is not even just me being big-headed or anything. I know some people will be watching this because they want to see how our dynamic is, how we act, how we interact, how we talk together, how we think, how we do these things, and they want to see what we're like on the podcast. Yeah. It's not because they may not necessarily care about us at this stage. They may come to a point where they do care about us, but right now people are just nosy, and that's fine. And that's why...
That's one of the reasons why we're building these personal brands.
Yeah, and that's why...
Because we understand that.
That's why, vulnerability and transparency, authenticity is so key, because people want to see the real you. Like, this podcast, the way we act, this is just how we are. Like, generally, this is just how we are. So, yeah. That's why the word power comes in before the couple, because it's like, it becomes so powerful. The powerful element comes as a couple. Not that you can't be powerful by yourself, but... Yeah. It says in the word, two shall take down 10,000.
Absolutely. And I just want to list off some, and before we are going to just literally release our whole game plan of how we're literally going to leverage us coming together as a power couple. It's a bit of a cringy, very cringy, but I'll probably find a different one. But why we're going to come up and how we're going to leverage that and use that to our advantage. I just want to list off some fantastic, couple personal brands in different spheres. Like, you've got... one that I really, really, really like is the guy that was on Deadpool. What's his name now? Is it Ryan Reynolds? Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively. I know you don't know who they are, but Ryan Reynolds is the guy that's on Deadpool. He has been able to leverage his personal brand. He's now a billionaire. And that was from movies. Being a movie star, you're only going to be a multi-millionaire. But he's leveraged that with his woman. She's really pretty. She's really nice. And they've been able to leverage that. And look where they are now. Another one is Tom Brady and his wife. His wife is a supermodel. Tom Brady is an American football star. They're massive. I know they're divorced now.
Are there any kingdom ones? Like, we're mentioning bare of these. Is there any kingdom couples?
Kingdom couples. You name one. You know some.
I said, I'm asking. I don't know. Like,
oh, you don't know any? Well, one that I know I like is Leslie Osei and
ministers. Sorry. Yeah. How can I forget?
Yeah.
Prophetess
Leslie and
Apostle Dominic.
Dominic.
I love their.
We love their personal brand.
Oh my gosh, that's why it's so important to, even if it's slightly off topic. Yeah. It's so important to know that. It's so important to know that you can't just marry anyone. Like, imagine if Prophetess Leslie married a man who was insecure. You think that man of God or that man would let her travel all around the world preaching the gospel? No.
Start doing her own conferences
Literally,
and events and things like that.
I even signed up the other day to her business mentorship that she's doing. She's doing a business mentorship.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, virtual.
Okay.
I think it's like a 3-day thing. But
Do you have to pay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, yeah, I'm gonna invest. I like what she's doing. I love what she's doing. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna invest in that. But imagine if her husband was like, nah, sit at home. I'm the one leading. You just stay here. I do my own things. Like, we wouldn't see the full manifestation of who Prophetess Leslie is today if she married wrong. And even though it's not even where we were headed, but I just felt led to say it. Like, don't just go online and say, oh my gosh, he looks so good. He's my type. And not to say that you can't have types, but don't let that blind you from the person that you're meant to be with, like seeing the person that you're meant to be with.
Yeah.
And sometimes it may not be exactly, like, it may be a thing where, like, no one's perfect.
Yeah.
No one's perfect. Everyone's going to have weaknesses. Everyone's going to have downsides, but that's natural. But like, so you may get the perfect looking guy on paper, but then his mindset isn't there. The personality isn't there. Other things that will not sustain, like, beauty fades. So be mindful of who you are trying to seek. And obviously women, we're not the one that's meant to be seeking. It says, what's it called? Those
when a man
what's the
he
word? Who finds a wife finds a good thing. So he who finds wives, women, just present yourself in a way that, you know, is pleasing to God, and then obviously you'll be pleasing to man. And then the right man will find you.
Yeah.
But obviously that doesn't mean that you can't.
Eve.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that you can't position yourself strategically. Anyways, that's a whole different
story
in itself.
Let's go into how we're going to leverage. So the first thing that we're going to do is...
You didn't
Sorry, well done, babe. It was very nice.
Was that boring?
No, it was really good. It was really good. I just want to keep us concise. I just want to keep it concise.
Okay, yeah, I'm joking.
I think we're learning. But no, it was really good. No, I really did like what you said, especially tying into the biblical aspect. And it actually perfectly leads on what I want to say, which is the number one way that we're going to make sure that we leverage a good personal brand is that we're going to look at what's our actual vision and strategy. We're going to look at what's our principles, because I think that's a massive thing when we're going to go do our personal brand. You mentioned how Leslie and Dominic. Leslie made
Prophetess
sure...
Leslie
forgive me.
Dominic.
Prophetess Leslie and Apostle Dominic, they made sure that when they were vetting each other, they made sure that these are the characteristics I'm looking for. Prophetess Leslie probably knew in the back of my mind, I don't want somebody who's going to just be like, not just keep me contained and not let me do... things that the Lord wants me to do. She probably knew that in the back of my mind. I don't want, the typical African man who's like, you stay at home, I'm the provider.
Yeah.
Or not even African, just traditional man who's, I'm a provider. And I know Apostle Dominic, he provides, he fulfills his manly role. But it's like, a lot of men, like you said, they would feel insecure and jealous about that. And I think that's one thing that we have recognized about each other. Like, we know that, and that was always my vision going when I wanted to pick a wife. I wanted somebody, it's always been in the back of my mind. That's something that we've both come into an agreement on, is that I want somebody who's going to be just as ambitious, if not even more than me. And the reason why is because that's going to even push me to be more ambitious too. I've always wanted that. And that's something that's actually was massive for you. I think that's something that's
huge.
A massive for you.
Yeah, like when you...
Being ambitious.
Past experiences I've had with men, not that I've had many, but I'm just
saying,
not like, okay, like one or two. Literally one,
yeah.
like, or two, yeah. But like, things that didn't allow it to progress was, one of the main things was mindset and ambition. Like, I do not want to be with someone that cannot think for themselves, someone that I cannot submit under. And in terms of submission, it's not a thing of, oh my gosh, I'm belittling myself. No, it's a thing of I'm following their lead because they are ahead of me. They are always thinking forward. They're someone that for me, he's known as like the visionary. I can think of an idea, but he can envision how it comes to fruition. I'm like, oh my gosh, I did not think of that. And that's where the element of two becoming one fits in so perfectly, because it's like yin and yang, right? I have this side and you have this side, and we cleave together and we mold perfectly to each other. But if I had that thought of, oh my gosh, maybe, I don't know, X, Y, and Z, like I'm not doing it. But a guy from Birmingham, I want a London guy, or I want a Nigerian, then I would have automatically X'd him out.
Yeah. And let me just wrap that up just to bring it, like, that's our first step. Like, our first step is we want to really make it clear What's our brand? What are we going for? Like, as you can see here, we talk about faith. We're going to be talking about business. You know, we're going to be talking about our personal branding. We know what we're looking for. You can already see we like to put ourselves together. We already know like that's going to be our foundation. Already, that's our first step. We are looking to commit to that. And that's something that we've been working on for the last 3 years. So that's our first plan in creating our next personal brand. Our next thing is authenticity. Vulnerability. That's our next step.
That's a big thing for us.
That's kind of the stage that we're in right now. Like in our first kind of we've been together now for almost 3 years, and within that time we've been learning about each other, learning what works. We've
3 years is nothing, by the way.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme.
Oh yeah, yes, it's nothing. But we've explained to each other what we wanted from each other, which is being ambitious and this and that.
And having the fear of God.
And looking good and having the fear of God. These are the things that we wanted for ourselves. Like, we would not have come onto here if, like, me and Blessing have helped each other massively, just in terms of our spiritual life and even our looks. Like we never used to be that.
Especially with this guy, thank God I saw the vision.
If
because
people
this
look at,
guy's drip was not good.
if we look at
this
your
guy
old
had
photos,
no drip.
If we look at your old photos, let's not even talk.
This guy had
If we look at your old photos, if they back out your Instagram photos,
they were actually hard at the time.
At the time.
They were hard. Listen, I used to get 10,000 pounds.
I made this
10,000 likes.
Elegant, 10,000 likes or 10,000 likes. Would you post that again? I made this girl. You see these pieces. You see these. I made this girl elegant, classy. Just kind of get onto me. I don't think it was even that bad.
It was so bad. This guy would wear a blue top and then green. Hey,
that's not true. Show me a picture of a blue top and a green Show me.
We used to wear them acid wash.
Oh no, that was fantastic.
2016 jeans.
That was
and
I'd wear them in 2016.
No, you wouldn't.
And I would wear them
when I met you.
I can't lie. That was a nice acid wash with the white Air Forces and a white top. Yeah.
There was one time you sent me a video. Remember the kebab video?
That was just me trying it on. I returned it the same day.
No, you didn't. You wanted to keep it. You didn't. You kept it actually.
Did I keep it?
And you thought I just cringed so hard. I was like, thank God I saw the vision.
That was a nice
Thank God.
hoodie.
I knew I can add value to him. Now he's wearing, even though I don't fully approve of this outfit, but that's something else for another day. I think it's too many colours, but now he's got these nice pieces, like these blazers.
Yeah, that I picked myself. By the way, just in case you think that she picked it for me.
But guess
just
what?
So that you know,
you wouldn't have expanded your mindset
to
think, oh my gosh, this is great, because you were so used to what you were wearing before.
True.
And that's one of the beauty of relationships and the beauty of being with someone that you can trust and love, because it's like...
Yeah, because I know that whenever you're saying something to me, you're only doing it for my best interest.
Yeah. I'm not
even though I was just joking around here saying, but it's like, I know at the end of the day, she's not getting onto me just to get onto me for no good reason. Yeah. She's getting onto me because she wants what's best for me. So...
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, that's our first... But we've done...
a little.
I don't like being forced to smile. And we've said that within the first, few years. And then our next stage that will now look, first few years of knowing each other, stuff like that. Spiritual life, we've really helped each other grow closer to God. We could talk about that massively.
That's a whole nother video in itself.
But our next stage is now being authentic. We're now moving into a stage, that's our next step, this is step 2 out of 3, which is being authentic, being vulnerable. We're now being vulnerable and authentic because we know that people can't connect to us. Because remember, it's all in the word personal. People are not going to be able to connect to us as a personal brand if we're not vulnerable and authentic. Even the way you see us now. Some people, I know a year ago, if we were going to do this, we would not feel comfortable even just showing some things, how our dynamic is. But the reason why we're comfortable showing that is because of we know each other. We know each other well. We know where it comes from. And we also have trust. And we know that it's not because of us, it's because of God while we're doing this.
Take it or leave it.
Mm-hmm.
So either for
and
you
we've been through some things personally as well. We're like, you know what? We know how people are. We know some people are not gonna like it. We know some people are gonna not like it.
But guess what? We're serving those that God has called us to serve. Mm-hmm. And those that God hasn't called us to serve, then find someone else. Yeah. In the nicest way possible. Love ya.
Yeah. And step 3 is finally gonna be how you're gonna monetize from it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be that.
How are we gonna monetize from this? Because we said, okay. So at this stage currently, in this season that we're in, I don't know how long the season will last for, maybe for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, maybe for the next 10 years. We don't know. Literally. But we are not looking to release any courses or mentorship training. Like, we have our own individual businesses that we run, and that is our focus for now. Yeah. This content that we're doing is literally just to help you guys and to serve you guys. Yeah. So how are we going to monetize
Great question, Blessing. And the way we monetize is completely natural. Again, as I said, number 2, we got to be vulnerable. people want to connect with us. Once people connect with us, what you're going to find is that people are going to start connecting with us with the things that we like. And we're going to just start selling things that we like. So, for example, you guys are going to see me in my nice pieces and see her in the nice pieces. We might just do a clothing brand. We might just say, hey, guys, we now have a clothing brand. If you want to kind of get the kind of drip that we've got,
Are you prophesying?
this is why I'll prophesy if I have to. We're going to kind of do these things. You know, you guys like our business mindset, then we might just pull out a conference. Guys, come to our conference. And it's not going to be free. There's going to be money out of it. If you like what we say, you want more, we're going to have a conference. Come on, pull through. You know, whatever it might be. That's very naturally. I remember one time we even talked about like health. Like me and Blessing were actually very big on health. You know, we're very big on eating good. I used to have terrible skin. Terrible skin.
Was so bad.
And she really helped me as well, pushed me to make sure I eat clean, eat right. And now my skin is, I'm much clearer than I am now. You know, I don't have...
Look at this. Yeah. Wow. My God. Fine boy, no pimples. Yeah. Oh, we're not singing that song anymore, though.
Yeah. That's a whiskey. Yeah. It's just a saying, but I know what you mean. Yeah, we shouldn't, but it's just a saying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's just a saying. But the point is that eventually we will monetize off when it feels right and when it feels natural, not forced. Because the way people don't succeed is they force it. It's going to be natural.
Listen, guys.
You look at one business couple that I like is Grant Cardone and Elena Cardone. One thing that I saw them pull out was a conference in I think like a couples retreat.
Yeah.
We might do that. When we're married, of course.
Yeah.
We were, a couple years
so
in.
lit. I'd love
We'll do a couples retreat.
We would love to meet
Come on a yacht.
Guys.
Come, we get a nice fancy Ritz-Carlton, the whole works, Maldives. Come, we talk business. We talk family planning. We talk, big how you like family planning in terms of how you structure companies, how you structure your family estate, bonds, deeds, leases, wills, trusts. It's gonna be big. It's gonna be epic.
I want you to picture this. Imagine, close your eyes. I'm gonna say this in the calmest way possible. Imagine you and your husband or wife on the flight to the Maldives. Business class.
Maybe we have a private jet that we have.
Who knows? You know what I mean? Yeah, on the way to the Maldives, right? You've landed, amazing service. You've got a driver picking you both up, escorting you to a lovely, massive villa. Island resort, yes, on a villa. Immediately greeted with welcome drinks, immediately had your luggage handed over and taken care of. Then you you get on a buggy. You get on a buggy to take you to your designated room. You drop your bags. You wait for a little bit. Then the meeting takes place. All the couples go towards one central location and we meet up and we vibe together, we talk together, we bounce off ideas together. Then the next day we have our specific agenda. We go through the talks, we go through the meetings, we go through the planning, we strategize together, and then we implement there and then. Maybe the next day is implementation day, and then we go from there. And then the post retreat results are you've done X, Y, and Z in your business. You and your husband has accelerated your business by 70%. Your sales have increased by 70%. You're able to come online together because you feel more confident talking together now because you came to the retreat that Blessing and Faith did. So that is the sort of vision that you can open your eyes now. That is the sort of vision that we are heading towards.
Some people are still closing their eyes.
Yeah, it's all right. My voice was quite calming, I guess.
Yeah, guys. Yeah,
I think we're gonna leave it there. To be fair, that is just in terms
that's
of
gonna be the steps. It's like that's gonna be the steps of how we plan to build a personal brand that can help us generate billions.
And potentially in the near future, we could set up a community as well. We'll see how it goes.
Something.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Whatever you guys want, we'll see if it aligns with the season that we're in, and then if it does, we'll create it. But for now, we are really focused on just serving you guys on YouTube right now and potentially posting on Instagram, but we'll see about that. But for now, the focus is YouTube and giving you guys as most value as possible. And if you want to know, if you have some specific questions or topics you want to talk about, feel free to write it in the description box. And if you want to find out a few more things about ourselves individually, as a couple, we would love to talk about it on here.
Definitely, and hit us up on Instagram if you got anything else to say for us, man.
Yeah.
And guys,
that is it. So that is how we plan on
building a
monetize.
monstrous couple personal brand.
Yo, people will be like, how did you guys do it? Well, you guys
Some
are
people
watching
are
from the
already
beginning.
calling us the, I don't want to say it, but some people are already calling us the next Alex and Layla Hormozy, Black. But we're going to be better than that. We're not comparing anyone. We're going to be bigger and better than that.
Yo, but that's just like if you know the business world, and
But we're going to be our own. 100%. We're going to take from each, Prophetess Leslie and Apostle Dominic and Alex and Layla, and we take and then we use and we sprinkle the Holy Spirit in.
Wow. Kadada.
You know us, yeah.
Yeah, we're done now. Bye, guys.